Welcome to round 7 of the R5 Rally Championship presented by First Citizens Bank. We put you first. This is the one you've all been waiting for, rally fans. From small beginnings as the international all-stage rally in 1990, Rally Barbados has grown into the Caribbean's biggest annual motorsport international. With 15 competitors in the R5 class and over 80 entrants from across the globe, Barbados Rally has truly gone global. 19 stages with a distance of 126 kilometers, the longest in Rally Barbados history, set the massive crowd up for what was truly an epic event. Let's kick things off with day 1.
Jamaica's Jeffrey Panton got off to a solid start on the rally's opening stage, posting the 5th fastest time overall. But trouble would strike for the Jamaican on stage 2. Making too big of a cut on a tricky section through the bank's dark hole stage, he ended up colliding with a bridge wall, bringing his rally to an early end. Disappointment for one of Rally Barbados's all-time greats.
With only 15 stage kilometers under his belt in the new Fiesta R5, Ben Hartling and Irish co-driver Martin Brady's game plan for day 1 was consistency through the morning loop. By stage 5, Ben's confidence grew as he impressively went 7th fastest overall in the tricky and demanding Bank's Dark Hole stage. Day 1, however, would come to an end for Ben and Martin on the next stage after he over-rotated in the hairpin in the Automotive Art Kendall stage, hitting the back of the car in a large rock wall. Ben would, however, return on day 2 to compete in the Sunday Cup.
Left for the sign, big jump. Left of the sign, big jump. 70 to right 4. Don't hog over crest.
England's Roger Duckworth and co-driver Mark Broomfield would embark on their first outing in the Fiesta R5. Lack of seat time appeared to have little impact on Duckworth as he came out the gates with amazing pace and would set the top 10 stage times for the first 7 stages. Heading into stage 8, Duckworth and Broomfield would find themselves sitting 10th overall and 7th in the R5 class. But Duckworth would get caught out in the Bank's Dark Hole stage, carrying a bit too much speed into a Saddleback Ridge section, and would roll his car, bringing his Rally Barbados to an early end.
Another one of our international guests, Lyndon Barton, ran King of the Hill in Group B as his car did not comply with the local R5 category rules. But with a quick remap and install of a functioning pop-off valve, he'd be back on the R5 category for Rally Barbados. Barton got off to a conservative start and seemed quite far off the pace compared to the rest of the R5 group. He would, however, continue to improve throughout the day and would finish day 1 12th in the R5 group and 24th overall in the rally.
Stan Hartling and co-driver Jeremy Croney were keen to get rolling, with Stan mentioning he was going to be focusing on building his confidence on the brakes for this Rally Barbados. As we've come to see from the always positive Hartling, he felt great in the car and was pleased with his performance on day 1. Stan would close the day 11th in the R5 group and 16th overall in the rally, commenting that he was proud to be waving the flag for the R5 group and hoped that his participation would help encourage others to join.
Flying the flag for the Turks and Caicos rally team, Paul Horton, once again co-driven by British rally champion Matt Edwards, commented that he was going to be squarely focused on his development, consistency, and ability to shave time off each pass of every stage. So said, so delivered. Horton showed that if nothing else, he can be consistent, closing day 1 in 10th in the R5 group and 14th overall. Horton commented that he was disheartened by his overall lack of pace and was aiming to be within the top 10. Head down and focus would be the name of the game heading into day 2.
Into crest. Right 5 flat. Nice for smooth. Go on, here we go.
Mark and Justin Maloney were off to a slower than expected start and found themselves sitting 5th in the R5 group and 8th overall in the rally after the morning's 2 loops of stages. But as we've come to see from the R5 group, only 19 seconds separated second place sitter and Mark in 5th. However, Mark would give himself more work after colliding with some cut rock on the last pass through the Automotive Art Kendall stage. A broken back wheel caused him to limp through 2/3 of what was the longest stage in the rally. This same incident would also cost Josh Reed, who got stuck behind Mark in the stage.
Enter Andrew Malalu. Having not driven his Fiesta R5 for months, Andrew was keen to get going with the aim of enjoying the rally and maximising the level of fun. As we've come to see from Andrew, he quickly took to the lead of the mid-pack and was sitting 8th in the R5 group and 12th overall in the rally at the close of day 1 stages. Tightly locked in a battle with 7th place Tom Preston and 6th place Roger Hill, the three only separated by 11 seconds after 9 stages.
Tom Preston and co-driver Carl Williamson would find themselves locked in a tight battle all day with Roger Hill and Andrew Malalu. Tom would find his best pace on Automotive Art Kendall, but would end day 1 sandwiched between Malalu and Hill, setting up for a big battle on day 2.
The All Barbados team of Roger Hill and Graham Gittins were cautious throughout the early stages, but found themselves consistent enough for P10 overall at the end of day 1 and 4th in the R5 Rally Championship. Some phenomenal runs through Dark Hole set them up for a good result with a total time of 36 minutes, 16 seconds, ahead of a tight battle with Preston, Malalu, Mark Maloney and Paul Horton.
Frank Bird endured a Saturday to forget as he suffered with not 1 but 2 broken drive shafts and a persistent electrical gremlin aboard his Ford Fiesta Rally 2. To add, co-driver Jack Morton blacked out for a bit with severe heat exhaustion amid the 67-degree cockpit temperatures. But on the stages where he did manage to complete cleanly, Bird displayed rally-winning pace, ending day 1 in P9 overall and 5th in the R5 class.
Englishman Rob Swan and Welshman Darren Garrard, fresh off their broken gearbox in the Subaru Impreza WRC during King of the Hill, were attacking from the off in stage 1, posting the 4th fastest time overall. Due to their road position on stage 2, they met up with the damaged Jeffrey Panton, which cost them around 10 seconds. The rest of the day was spent consistently in the top 5 overall, setting them up for an excellent day 2 chance.
In only his second outing in his new Fiesta R5, Josh Reed would set the tone early, going 2nd fastest overall on the opening stage. However, Josh and co-driver Barry Ward struggled with a boost hose clamp that failed, shortly followed by a pop-off valve failure, costing the pair some time on the morning loop of stages. Josh, also battling extreme heat in the car due to a cold weather function pumping hot air into the cockpit, would close the day sitting 4th overall and 3rd amongst the R5s.
FIA F3 driver Zane Maloney got off to a bumpy start and dropped some time on the opening loop of stages, and by stage 3 would find himself 15 seconds off rally leader and fellow Fabia Rally 2 driver Stuart Maloney. As the day progressed, Maloney would find his pace and quickly climb the leaderboard. After a few stage wins, he would close day 1 sitting 3rd overall and 2nd in the R5 group, 14 seconds off his uncle Stuart, who was running 1st overall.
R5 Championship points leader Stuart Maloney, co-driven by Christian Yearwood, declared their hand early and went fastest among the R5s on 5 of the 9 stages of day 1, putting real pressure on Dane Skeet in his WRC Subaru S12. Stuart and Christian would end day 1 sitting 1st overall, 3.5 seconds clear of Dane Skeet. The pressure would be high going into day 2.
Welcome to day 2 of Sol Rally Barbados.
Got Stuart Maloney in the lead overall today, and of course that means he's also leading the group of the R5s. But let me tell you something, the battle beneath him is intense. The R5s are very close together. It's going to be sick on the road today. It's the same 3 stages, running in the opposite direction. I can guarantee these R5 boys are going to be pushing to the maximum today.
FIA F3 racer Zane Maloney wanted to make his intentions clear from the off. His plan was to charge early and shave off the 14-second gap to rally leader Stuart Maloney. However, this would be very short-lived as Zane attacked the iconic duck pond corners on the opening stage at Automotive Art Kendall too aggressively and collided with the power pole, which ripped the rear right wheel from his Skoda, bringing the youngsters' first Rally Barbados to an end.
Rally leader coming into day 2, the pressure was on and Stuart Maloney was going to be pushing to stay ahead of Dane Skeet in his WRC Subaru. With a small incident on the opening stage causing Stuart to drop just 0.8 of a second behind Dane Skeet, Stuart would enter the first pass of Banks Dark Hole on a mission. Like his nephew Zane, unfortunately, this is where Stuart's rally would come to an end after a jump through his car more than expected, leading to a collision with a sidewalk, breaking his front left wheel.
Day 2 was a real chance for Frank Bird to climb the leaderboard, showing real pace on day 1 despite mechanical challenges. Bird would be determined to fight back. He'd go second fastest overall on the opening stage and fastest overall on the morning's second stage. But luck would run out, and after a damaged wheel, Bird missed his arrival time to the morning's third stage and will be excluded from the rally after going OTL.
The ever-positive Stan Hartling was feeling great in the car after day 1 and came into day 2 hoping to continue to build on his speed and commitment. We'd see Stan go faster on each pass of the day's stages, and he'd close the rally sitting 13th overall and 8th amongst the R5s, his best Rally Barbados performance to date.
Disheartened on his performance after day 1, Paul Horton and British Rally champion Matt Edwards were keen to up the ante on day 2 and planned to push his Fiesta and himself. His target was to close the gap to Malalu, starting the day 23 seconds behind. Strong stage performances would see that gap close to 15 seconds by the end of the rally. Paul finished 11th overall and 7th in the R5 category.
Locked in a tight four-way battle, Andrew Malalu would start day 2 7 seconds behind Tom Preston and 11 behind Roger Hill, with Mark Maloney nipping at his heels. Pressure would be on to climb the leaderboard. After the first 2 morning loops, however, it seemed as though Andrew and co-driver Jeff Goddard would not have the outright pace to hold off Mark Maloney or close the gap to Preston and Hill, finishing the rally in 10th overall and 6th in the R5 category to bring home 24 championship points.
The chase was on for Tom Preston on day 2, 7 seconds behind Roger Hill, and a big push would be expected. Swapping times all day, Preston just didn't seem to have quite enough to grab the position from Hill, nor match the massive push from Mark Maloney to climb the leaderboard, and would end up dropping a position to him. Preston and Williamson ended 9th overall and 5th in the R5s.
The last of the Maloneys left in this year's Rally Barbados, we saw a massive push from Mark Maloney on day 2. Starting the day 10 seconds behind Tom Preston and 17 seconds behind Roger Hill, Mark would charge up the leaderboard to pass Malalu and Preston, securing 8th overall in the rally and 4th in the R5 group, snatching up 29 championship points.
Roger Hill started day 2 in impressive fashion, getting to grips with the Skoda Fabia R5. Stage 15 at Pickering was particularly impressive for Roger, as he went 4th overall on the stage, lifting him up the leaderboard to an incredible 6th place overall and 3rd in the R5 class. He then followed that up at Dark Hole on stage 17 with another astonishing drive for 2nd fastest overall. Truly impressive driving from the local Barbadian, finishing 3rd overall in the R5 class and moving him up to 2nd in the championship standings.
Rob Swan was able to take advantage of the mistakes his fellow R5 competitors made early on day 2, instantly climbing the leaderboard when both Zane and Stuart Maloney retired. While Josh Reed was too far out of reach for Swan, he had a great performance on day 2 and managed to beat out Kevin Proctor in his WRC for 3rd overall in the rally and 2nd in the R5 class, taking home valuable points for the R5 championship.
What can only be described as a Cinderella story, day 2 was all about Josh Reed's performance. Josh was Mr. Consistent on the rough and treacherous stages on Sunday and used his rally strategy to great effect, pushing on the Dark Hole stages and keeping the rest of the field at bay. Reed would maintain his incredible pace, and with more than 30 seconds separating him from Rob Swan, 1st place in the R5 group and 2nd overall in the rally would be secured. Josh commenting at the end of the event on how incredible his new Fiesta R5 is to drive. You can be assured that Josh is now one to watch for the following rounds of the R5 Championship.
With the R5 Rally Championship's largest point scoring round now coming to a close, here's a look at the leaderboard after 7 rounds. Josh Reed brought home maximum points and jumped to 5th in the overall standings. Jeffrey Panton's early exit has seen him slip to 6th, just 1 point off Reed. Rob Swan jumped up 2 spots from 5th to 3rd overall in the championship, and Roger Hill and Mark Maloney's strong Rally Barbados performance has seen them both climb, with Mark Maloney now sitting in 4th and Hill sitting in 2nd overall, just 20 points off Stuart Maloney. That's it for round 7 of the championship. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, and stay locked in for the next round of the R5 Rally Championship.